Yo guys, I'm HP, this is Dr. Pink, and welcome to Guitar Beginners 6, part of this little course here for all those who want to start guitar from zero. This course will guide you through the entire process from a beginner to an intermediate guitar player. If you missed the previous tutorials, just check it out in the HPCrazy Guitar Academy in the Guitar Beginners section. Today we're going to talk about the Barre. This one here. In fact, the Barre is the most important part of overcoming the big cliff which you need to pass when you want to go from a beginner guitar player to an intermediate guitar player, because this one really takes time and takes quite some practice and a lot of patience. But Dr. Pink has the really great tips for you that you can overcome this obstacle and that you don't become one of these guys who always need to use this one here because they cannot play Barres. I mean, it's cool to use, I don't know how you call them. I hardly use them, those from certain things. But the Barre thing is, in fact, this allows you to play over the chords over the entire fretboard and not only in the root position. That's why the Barre is extremely important, but unfortunately it's also very demanding, and we're going to check out the tricks now. The very first Barre you need to learn is in 99.9999% is the F. That's this one here. Because when you use the regular chords here like A minor to G, then the next chord will be the F. And then we go to E. And this is, by the way, the chord progression we're talking about today. We're talking about A minor, G, F, and E. Now, the F is the big obstacle here, which we need to overcome. So now let's figure out what we can do with the F. The most common way to overcome this first obstacle is to use the little f, which is, let's first understand what the F is. It's a E, which using open strings, played one fret higher, and now 3 strings should be also pressed, okay? So either you put one of those you know, that's why you put these guys here, or you use your index finger and then you build the same chord with the rest of the fingers. So that's not the hard part, but the hardest part is that you put your finger in a way that all strings are sounding, and that's unfortunately something which is not easy going and takes quite some practice. The first way to overcome the obstacle, the F obstacle, is, as I already mentioned, to use the small f. The small f is just the upper part of this chord, so you just play this one here, and then you make a small Barre here with the index over 2 strings here, and then you just play the top 4 strings. What you also can do before you can do that one, you just play it like this without the Barre, or even without this one, which also sounds nice. There are different ways to play the F in this position, and this can already help you to at least overcome the F obstacle, that you can play something when you have to play F. And first we're going to do that. So we play A minor, we play G, then we play the small f, and you can do this one here, or this one here, or even this one here, and then E. Let's try this with, I created a backing track which is quite cool, where you have a lot of time to really put your fingers in the right position. And the goal, and I strongly recommend that you work with the backing track, because there you play the chord and then you have a lot of time to build the next chord that you're ready on count 1. I'm going to show you. So 2, 3, 4, A minor. Next one is G. Next one now is F. So So I use the small F and E. G. Now I use again the small F, maybe another one. Also sounds cool. Yo, and so on. So, with this method, by using the small F, you can play in any key on the fretboard, and that's what most guys are doing, using this one here. If you want to play in another key, you just put it somewhere here. I'm gonna try it now, but honestly I don't really use it often. I don't like it, but yeah. So, and now you could do, then you play the F like this. Yeah, I didn't set it properly, it takes a little bit of practice. That's better. Yeah, that's a way to play in different keys by playing the small F and using this one here. But if you want to go for the real deal and really get into in the intermediate range guitar playing, the barre is something you cannot avoid. And I can tell at this spot, when I was studying music at university, and I came to my teacher and said I want to study guitar. I said, okay, I want to make a test with you to see if you're good enough. Imagine what he let me play a song by only using barre chords. And he took the time how long I could do it without, you know, I had no rest in between the barres, and I was able to play 3 minutes with barre, only barre, and then I could not grab anything because my hand was falling off. He said, it's enough, that's already professional level. So as I said, the barre is really something which many players underestimate the value of the barre chord, because that's in fact the gateway to the whole fretboard. So, how do we learn the barre? Let's check out the F. The main problem is what most beginners are doing is they think they have to put the finger exactly parallel to the fret, and then press a lot and then build the chord. That will not work because you need too much strength, and then you will fail the test, you know, if you have to play 2-3 minutes barre. The trick in fact is you take your finger as in the natural position, which is like a banana, and then you just lay it and you press it sideways, not this part of the finger, not this part, this part. And then you need to learn to put your finger in the position that you cover all strings which are open, and then you build the F behind it. You can do this first without using these fingers here. Just put your finger like this, then test if all strings are sounding. If you find the proper position, then you have to do this exercise every day, 3 times. Next fret, next fret, next fret, at least till the 5th fret, and then go back. And you do this at least 3 times per day. There's no shortcut on this, sorry guys, there's really no shortcut. So that will be the first step. If you're able to do this and it works, then you can start building the barre, which is the F. Then you do the same thing again. So the first exercise will probably take you 3-4 weeks till it works, if you do it daily. I'm really honest with you guys. And this exercise, the next one is going to be easier because your finger already has the right position. You just need to build up the chord here. Same thing again. And same thing again, at least 3 times daily, till it works. It's going to be another 3-4 weeks. I can tell from when I can remember when I learned this. I started guitar really late. When I was 20 years old. It took me 3 months till I was able to do the barre properly, and I practiced those ones every day. So, but what does it mean to do them properly? Now comes the next step. Once you're able to press them and all strings sounding, next thing comes. You have to change the chord as fast as possible when you're doing chord changes. So, A minor, G, now comes the F, now we're doing the regular F, and E. And now we're coming back to the backing track. Should be able to play it with the backing track. I'll show you. G, F, and so on. This changing the barre at the right spot by playing any kind of chords that took me, as I remember back, 3 months. So it's really a task. I don't want to downplay it. It's not fun. A lot of people not disappear, get desperate on this topic, which I completely understand, but there's no shortcut then. But these exercises, which I'm showing you here, are helping you. If you already can do this, then you can enter the next step. Now you try to play the whole thing with barre, which here. So, well, how do you do that? A minor can also be played here. So it's like an F in the 5th fret without the middle finger. So A minor, G goes down here. Now you put the middle finger down again. F, and the E allows your hand to recover. So if you already can do the F, the next step is to train your system that you have enough strength to hold it for a while. Okay, but that's probably already intermediate, but since we're talking only about barre here, I just want to give you an outlook. So you can do the same thing here with barre. And so on. And your goal should be to play along with the entire track. Here's 3 minutes, and I'm not so bad that the E is not a barre, so your hand has time to recover from the stress, and then you probably should be able to play the whole 3 minutes. But that's already an intermediate task, I must say. But as I said, since we're already talking about barre here, that's the way barre is practiced, and these are the tricks. Yo guys, that was the topic of the barre chord. As already mentioned, this is the big obstacle, which some overcome, others don't. It's not so bad if you cannot overcome the obstacle with the barres. I mean, if you're into rock, blues, or whatever, or into lead guitar, the barre is not so important. But if you want to see guitar, for strumming, or if you want to really play guitar in many different ways, there's no way to avoid this topic. And the best is do it just at the beginning. And I showed you all tricks you need to know to learn it. And the rest is pure discipline. Every day, it's like sports, till your system knows exactly how much strength, which exact position your finger has to take to cover all strings. And then later on, of course, there are other types of barres, But we just start now with the F. If you can do the F, the other bars are not so hard anymore. You know, these are like E-type chords, you just move them off with bars. A-type chords, you also move them up. It's quite similar, but that's not really a topic at the moment. At the moment, it's just a topic that you work on the bar, that you're able to play it in a kind of a chord progression, even if you use, I think it's called Kabutaster in German. I don't know the real name for this thing because I don't like it. But even if you use that one, you still need the bars, you know. Well, it's in many cases this one is used to avoid the bars. But what more to say? I'm gonna write down these little exercises I just showed. It's gonna be available in the HPCrazy Guitar Academy, also the rest of the Guitar Beginners course. Also this backing track, it's way more fun to play with music than just, you know, but that's really up to you. You can do whatever you want. But anyhow, if you love the work which me and Dr. Pink are doing for the guitar community, please subscribe to this channel. Please join the HPCrazy Guitar Community. Please become a premium member. And please share to the world that me and Dr. Pink are here to solve to heal your guitar issues. That's all we have to say.